I absolutely adore Riches to Rags films. I think they're so fun. They make me feel a lot better about myself, and obviously they put everything into perspective and really they really focus on what's important in life, as in the richness of experience over material possessions and money. From Prada to Nada is a film that does this pretty well. This one was released in 2011, directed by Angel Gracia. I apologise if I pronounced that incorrectly, and stars Camilla Belle and Alexis PenaVega. And I'll read the description from IMDb, and this says, a Latina spin on Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, where two spoiled sisters who have been left penniless after their father's sudden death are forced to move in with their estranged aunt in East Los Angeles. The Jane Austen aspect, first of all, I'm a huge lover of Jane Austen, and Sense and Sensibility is actually one of my least of her novels. It's not bad, but it's definitely not up there as one of my favourites. Obviously, it is loosely based. For one thing, it's not contemporaneous with Sense and Sensibility, but you can kind of see where the inspiration has come from. Our two protagonists, Nora and Mary, are likeable, but sometimes not, in a way that you can tell that they have interesting personalities. They're easy enough to watch, but sometimes when their spoilt personalities come through, they're a little bit irritating, and that's obviously essential for the development of the narrative and also for the development of the characters. I thought they were both very easy to watch and easy to get on with. When they move in with their aunt, that's kind of when things really take off, because their lives change completely, and it's a lot of fun to watch. There's nothing about this film that stood out for me as being absolutely amazing. The casting and the acting is good. The narrative itself is interesting. How they get themselves out of sticky situations, and the challenges they face. I don't know if trouble is the right word, but the challenges they face from going from riches to rags are interesting. The scenarios are fairly engaging and enjoyable to watch. That's all good. No issues with the directing or the editing. It seems very well edited. Soundtrack's pretty unmemorable to me, but that's better than being bad. Obviously, being set in LA is something that I love. I always love LA when it's a setting for films. I like it. The colour palette isn't what I like from this kind of film. When it's a riches to rags thing, I prefer a lot of whites and pinks and I guess it girl feminine colours. Think of things like Material Girls. So for me personally, that's what I prefer in this, but it's absolutely not a fault of the film. It's just my personal preference. It is good. I probably won't watch it again, not anytime soon, but certainly I enjoyed the time I spent watching it. It is an hour and 45 minutes, I think, which is longer than these films usually are, but I don't feel like it dragged or they included too much fluff that shouldn't have been there. I think the narrative worked very well. I have no complaints about From Prada to Nada. I like the title. I like the title a lot as well. So it's definitely worth watching if you like this kind of film. I would love to know your thoughts on it, and certainly if you can recommend any more riches to rags stories, I'd really appreciate that. I think it's always a really good character study, but I also just like to feel better about myself, and that's one of the main benefits. From Prada to Nada is one that I would say definitely worth watching.